Hello, this is Maysha with As Long As You're Breathing, and I'm doing more walking and talking today. It's beautiful here in Mississippi, and tomorrow's going to be cold again. So I'm getting in as much outdoor time and grounding time as I can. And I hope wherever you're at, you're able to do the same thing today. Always take advantage of nature when you get the chance. It is one of the most grounding things we can do. And that's one of the ways we can be sure that we're not sending out fragmented energy too, is to be sure that when we're doing our manifesting, we're also grounding, okay? So I'm going to tie all that together for you now with what we talked about this morning, which of course was sending out focused energy, not fragmented energy. And I use the example of, don't say you want anything but Indian food or anything but Thai food or whatever, but say specifically what you want, because it really is about energy, folks. We're sovereign over self because it is the energy we put out that determines what comes back to us. So the more focused the energy is, the more focused energy that comes back to us. All right? The stronger the energy is we put out, the more direct it is, the more intentional it is, then that's what we get back in turn. So when we put out scattered energy, well, it could be this, it could be that. We're putting out, it could be this or it could be that you send back to me. And that's not what we want. We want what we want. So we need to say what we want, but at the same time, be open to possibility. Now, I mentioned this morning ways you could do that. I mentioned journaling or scripting for it. I mentioned visualization. Those things are amazing, but what do those mean exactly? Well, journaling or scripting. Journaling tends to be where you're just writing for reflective purposes and healing purposes, but you can do scripting in your journaling. That's where I do my scripting, so I equate the two together. If I have something to script, I do it right there in my journaling that I do. But you don't have to be a journaler to use scripting. Scripting, because writing is so grounding. Writing something out longhand is very grounding. By grounding, that means we're bringing it down to the root chakra level. We're bringing it down to the lower chakras where the manifesting energy is. We're making it real. We're making sure that we're focused with intention. We're grounding it, okay? So by writing it down, you're focusing the energy. You're focusing the energy you're going to put out. And by doing that, if you start fragmenting that energy, if you start thinking, well, what if it won't happen? What if I should have done it that way? Whatever. You can go back to what you wrote, where you grounded it. And that feeling, that energy in motion, that emotion you had at that time, you can recapture that and reground yourself and send that energy back out again. It's also a place to revisit to send that energy back out again. Okay? So it keeps us from fragmenting ourselves. It keeps the energy focused, not fragmented. All right? So scripting is one way, and be very exact. Say exactly what you want. But remember, always end it with this or better. So you're open to the intuition and the guidance then. So you leave the universe leeway to guide you and to look down and see, hold on, we need to zig, we need to zag there. There's butterfly effect. There's stuff going on she doesn't know about, etc., etc. So, because the energy going out really is what causes it to happen. We are sovereign over that. That is how we are sovereign over it. We have to send the energy out. But we can also be open to the intuition to help us zig when we should zag, or quantum leap for that matter. But we have to put the energy out first. Okay, another way you can do this is meditation. Now, the meditations you can do, they can be a guided meditation for it. You can just put some music on and do your own, or you can do what I'm doing now. You can just walk and think about it, or say it out loud. You're like, people think I'm crazy. I'm holding up my phone, walking and talking. It's the day and time, folks, when we're all on these devices. They don't know that you don't have an earbud in your ear talking to someone. Don't worry about what other people think. As a matter of fact, are you going to let what somebody else may think about you keep you from grounding and using your time outside to manifest the life you want? Are you really going to worry about that? Trust me, they're already thinking what they're going to think about you. They're already thinking something. So live your life and don't worry about that. Okay? So, you can be walking and you can say, this is what I want. All right? Now, remember, the more energy in motion we put into it, the more emotion we put into it, well, that's more focused. All right? That is putting stronger energy waves out to the universe. So that's why really being focused on what you want, that's why taking it to the point of this is what I want. We are more intense or intent when we are really, this is how I want it. Okay? All right? So say it. Just say it. Put the sound waves out there. Sound, vibration is energy. So speak it. Another thing that prayer. That's what prayer is. So whatever your higher power is, when you're talking to your higher power and you're talking about what you need, what you want, well, that's what you're doing. It's the same thing. You're putting the emotional energy out there, focused, intentional, and expecting, knowing that you deserve it, expecting to get the quote-unquote answer, to get the results, to have the energy come back to you, for it to be a positive energy loop, for it to work. Hi! So prayer is another example of doing this. Now, there is a method known as the 3-screen method. I teach a variation of that. I do teach the 3-screen method. I teach using it. But I also explain what you're doing as you're doing each of these things, okay? The 3-screen method involves visualizing exactly what you want and looking up, like you're looking at a screen that is like up this way, okay? Picture yourself at a big theater and there's a big screen up there ahead of you. Well, the reason you're doing that is they're getting you to focus on your third eye. You see, when you're visualizing, you can use third eye energy. You can use the intuition energy that we can put into outer dimension through the third eye. You can use that to intensify your visualization and to intensify your manifesting, the focus, the intentionality of it. So that's what this is doing. Without telling you, that's what it's doing. It's having you look up in a way that is putting pressure on the third eye, okay? So we look up, and the way I've heard it taught is to even go as far as cartoonish if you need to. So let's say you need a new car. First, you want to feel the emotion of why you need the new car. You want to get that emotion going because it's energy in motion, okay? And so imagine it as silly as you need to get that emotion ramped up and to send out emotion. Imagine you get in your car every day, you go to turn the key and the wheel falls off, or the next day the steering wheel comes off, or just something just really outlandish. So you put that emotion into it, okay? And then start talking about, and because of this, this is what I need. And then you get really specific and you tell the universe what it is you need. Now, after you've told them what you need, just like we were talking about with scripting and all of those things, after you've done that, the next thing you want to do is explain why it's not just for you. It needs to help at least one other person. Now, why would that be? Well, it sounds like a good thing, right? But that's not the reason. It's the acknowledgement of the fact that we're always co-creating. We are always in relationship. So yes, you need the car, but it's more than just you. And it's going to take more than just you needing the car to make it happen. It's going to take the co-creation, the symphony of things in the world to make that happen. The dealership's going to have to be there. You're going to have to be able to get the loan, et cetera, et cetera. So you're acknowledging when you say, and someone else will benefit from this other than me. Maybe who will benefit is your boss, because you'll show up at work on time. Your wife, because she won't be over there crying so many tears that it's cartoonish and it's like water gushing out of the car because she's crying so much. Again, that energy that you put behind the visualization to really be getting the attention of the universe is the way it's described, but you're not really getting the universe's attention. The universe is already watching, okay? You're putting out the energy. So that's intense energy. When you ramp it up to that in your mind, you're putting out intense energy then, okay? So, and we get intense energy back when we do that. So, you've done all of that and you've acknowledged, and it's not just for me, okay? I realize I'm co-creating here. It's not all about me. Okay? Then you turn a 45-degree angle. So you're like this now. And you identify that one thing, just that one thing that you're going to do to make it happen. This is intentionality as well. Remember, folks, this isn't magical thinking. We have to take action. So this is showing that you are putting not just energy in motion, emotional energy behind it, but you're actually going to act on the emotion, the energy in motion. So you are going to actively co-create. You're going to do your part. And this can be just what you know to do. Don't make it complex. Don't get in your head and ruminate about things and make it so hard that it's overwhelming to you and you start dropping your vibrational frequency and thinking, oh my God, this can't happen. Make it exactly what you can do. And maybe what you can do is go to the dealership and drive around and see what's there. Maybe that's what you can do. So that's what you do. So you tell the universe, you're at this 45-degree angle, you are here, now you're here, and you tell the universe, you put out the energy, and this is what I'm going to do. This is a part I know to do. This is me and my beingness. I'm going to become somebody who is getting a car. I'm going to go to the dealership, and I'm going to see what I can do. Then you turn, now we were 45 degrees, now we've turned 90 degrees. And now here's where you're going to feel it happening, all right? This is where you're going to get into, and I get to that dealership, and you've gotten this energy from me, and you've been working on it, and because the manifestation that you want, that's the energy that's coming back to you. So I'm going to get to the dealership, and then you see it. There's that car, the exact car you wanted, or better. And it's the price you asked for, or better. And you get it in an hour or 30 minutes instead of having to sit there half a day, or better. And it all feels so amazing because the people you work with, you're showing up on time now, and oh my gosh, they're so excited too because we need you so badly here. And look, now you can get here depending. My wife's not crying anymore. And I mean, just feel all the emotion for it and how grateful you are. Put out gratitude for it. All right? And then come back to the front, looking back up, this or better. And then leave it alone. Do the rest of your day. Do what you said you would do. But throughout the rest of your day, don't go back to that and, well, or it could be this, or it could be that, or maybe I should do it. Don't do that. That's fragmenting the energy. We want you to stay focused, just like you had it. So believe that that's what's going to happen, is what you asked for, what you put out there. Because that is the energy you put out. Knowing that that energy is going to come back, being grounded in that knowing is what brings it back to you. I deserve that car. I deserve for it to be that way. I've manifested this. It is going to happen. So it is, and so it is, and so it shall be. All right? So those are some ways you can use the focus, not fragmented, manifesting that I talked about this morning. And now I'm going to finish my walk up, you all. As long as you're breathing, keep living. Great big capital letters.